Hi, I'm Nadiya Hussain and this is Everything I Eat in a Day. So the first thing I do when I wake up is, and it depends how meditative I'm feeling. My natural instinct is to go straight for my phone, which by the way is on the other side of my bedroom because I don't want to be tempted by my phone. So the alarm goes off, I go to the other side of the bedroom and then I turn the alarm off, and that's when I have to tell myself, don't take the phone to bed because that's a whole other hour of your life you're never going to get back. And then I get up. I'm up and I like to be up before the kids because anything after the kids are up makes me wake up really grumpy. So I like to wake up grumpy and then remind myself that I can't be grumpy. And I wash my face, and the first thing I'll do is pray. And that's always a good way to start. I'm not a big breakfast person. I don't wake up and think, I've got to eat straight away. And I'm not also a coffee person. I don't even like coffee. I don't like the way it tastes. I don't even like the way it smells. I like what it does. It wakes me up. So first thing I'll do is I'll make a strong coffee, and then I always add some oat milk to that and maybe a tiny splash of honey. I will start with a very hot coffee, and I will almost always drink a cold coffee by 10:30. That same coffee, never drink it hot. Always intend to, never do, because one by one the kids start waking up. And if it's a weekday, I'll get the cereal out and that's what they'll have. They'll have cereal. But if it's a weekend, it's usually kind of slowly starting to make pancakes. So because I'm not a breakfast person, come 10:45, my stomach starts to rumble a little bit. And my go-to is bread and cheese. It's always brown bread, good old sliced brown bread, and big chunks, thick slices of proper, crunchy, slightly crunchy vintage, really aged cheddar. So I will toast the bread, and then I'll put the cheese on top, and then I'll put it under the grill, and then I'll let that, I forgot completely. It's a routine, it's a way of life. So you toast the brown bread, take it out, let it cool down, and then take Marmite and lather it on. So there's loads of Marmite on there, and all the way to the edges, and then big chunks of cheese on top, and then I grill that till it's toasty, and then take that out, and while it's bubbling, just allow it to cool just enough so you don't burn your mouth. Always cut it into triangles. Never, I'm not into the whole straight down the middle, that's weird. Triangle, and then always a pickled onion. So I have a massive jar of balsamic pickled onion, and then just as the cheese is cooling, I like to squiggle on a little bit of salad cream. Whew, so good. There's no green in there at all. Between that kind of just before lunch and breakfast and brunch, I usually do all the things that need doing in the house. Like if it's putting on some laundry or cleaning out the cat's litter tray. The kids are at home, so I will make sure that the kids are all right and just check in on them. And that's kind of in between doing emails and phone calls. So I don't even get myself in the kitchen at this point. So lunch is one of those things that I love eggs. Love eggs, especially for lunch. Less for breakfast. I really like eggs for lunch. They're so versatile and they're so good for you. So I will usually make myself and the kids an omelette. And so I like to spice that up. I put some onions in there, get some coriander in there, some chilies. But the best omelette is the one where you take a bag of crisps, chips, and then you crush them in their packet, and then you add them to your eggs. And this makes it from being an omelette to maybe more frittata type. And I like crisps, can I just say, and I also save some to eat on the side as well. But so you leave those crisps to soak into the eggs, and then I will quickly fry that in a pan, and then I will flash it under the grill and get it really toasty on top. And usually I like to throw in some cherry tomatoes on top, and if it's maybe some grated cheese if the kids want some cheese, and that's usually with just a simple green salad, maybe some pickled cucumbers on the side, anything pickled. Everything I eat has always got something pickled on the side, so that's what I would normally have for lunch. I'm not a massive snacker, but you put some fruit pastels in front of me, ooh, Yeah, okay. So that's not even a snack. That's just eating sweets. That's what I do. I eat sweets all day. I have sweets in my pocket. I have sweets with my makeup, fruit pastels everywhere, all over the house, and Percy Pigs everywhere, under my pillow. My dentist is gonna hate me. Percy Pigs and fruit pastels everywhere, and polos. I have sweets everywhere. I have sweets right there. Always have sweets. In that time between lunch and dinner, I will always kind of do any recipe testing or anything that I need to in the kitchen, because between testing recipes, I will then be writing recipes, testing them, but also cooking dinner at the same time. Bearing in mind, every single recipe is a product of a lot of time and a lot of love. So I love all of my recipes. But for me, one of my favorite recipes is my croissant ice cream pudding. And bearing in mind, I'm somebody who doesn't necessarily, I don't go for a tub of ice cream. This recipe is just like, this is one of my favorites. So you take croissants and you cut them in half, and then you lather them with butter and lime marmalade or jam or jelly. And then you take a tub of ice cream and you let it melt. So you let it melt till it's really kind of soft and frothy and almost completely defrosted, but just with a bit of hold. And then you literally just take scoops and dollop that all over and let that melt into your croissants that are sat in this buttered dish. And then you sprinkle it with chocolate chips. And then you bake it in the oven. Like, can you get more instant than that? And that's using ingredients that we've already got at home. And sometimes that's the best kind of baking. It's instant, you've made it, just somebody else has put some of the bits together. That's the best kind of dessert. So dinner time, you know, the parents who say, don't eat sweets because it will spoil your dinner. I am that 36-year-old. I'm always spoiling dinner for myself. I think my kids can hear me, which is probably not a good thing right now, but yes, I am the parent that always spoils dinner for herself. But I'll still eat. So I would normally cook a very simple chicken curry. We like to double carb in our house: chicken, potatoes, rice, with tamarind, and then we always do a vegetable side. We say, where's the rainbow? So we like to put a rainbow on our plate, so whether that's broccoli or Brussels sprouts or kale. And then we always like to have pickles, so we'll have lots of pickles of mango, lime, you name it. And that's our moment to be able to say, right, we've cleared up the kitchen, no more work, we are just sitting down for dinner. And my kids love being in the kitchen. You know, when you start, the beginnings of a curry are the most aromatic parts of a curry. And so that's usually the whole spices. So like the cardamom, the cinnamon, the bay leaves, all of that. And as soon as those whole spices hit the pan, my kids know she's cooking. So there's always one that will come down and say, can I help with something? You know what kids are like. They'll start 2 onions in and they're just like distracted. So they always start off helping and they're always there to eat. So they're somewhere in between where they disappear. But they love being in the kitchen. What don't I eat? I don't drink. I don't drink and I don't eat pork. But there's nothing I don't really like. I'll eat anything. I love like chicken livers. That wasn't even the question. Like, you didn't even ask me what I like. You said what I don't like. Oh, I don't love ice cream. If I could pick cake with something, it's always clotted cream. The kids are always cake with custard and ice cream. And I don't like custard and ice cream. Clotted cream, absolutely. Rodders, clotted cream, the best. As somebody who cooks for fun, but also cooks for a living, I have so many ingredients at home. Sometimes even I overwhelm myself, but there are few things that I love to have. But one ingredient that I absolutely love having that is complete, I think some people don't even know about this ingredient, but honestly, it's a complete lifesaver, is crispy fried onions. Because they're already been cooked, they're great because you can start up a curry really quickly. The longest process in cooking a curry is caramelizing the onions, and they can take half an hour, 40 minutes sometimes if you're doing it from scratch. But because these crispy fried onions have already caramelized, you've given yourself 40 minutes. And I'm all about saving time in the kitchen. Equally, they are great on top of a salad. Or if you are having a hot dog, get some of those crispy fried onions on top. Absolutely delicious. If you are making garlic butter, add some of those crispy fried onions to that butter and that parsley and that garlic, and they will rehydrate and you get an oniony garlic butter. It's so versatile and absolutely worth having in the kitchen. I can't do without it. My favorite food city, I've been so lucky to have travelled quite a lot in the last 5 years, but I've got to say my favourite food city would have to be, I'm going to stay close to home, would have to be London. I mean, you can go to Borough Market and eat Mauritian food and African food and Indian food and Mexican food. You can literally travel the entire world in just one market. So if I was going to pick a food city, it would be London. Stay close to home. And that is everything that I eat in a day. Thanks for watching.